started leaving. I'm not blaming women for this, even though it may sound like I'm a misogynist saying that women are blamed for this. It just, I don't know a better way to say it. So that's why I talk a lot. I realize ahead of time because of what they were already thinking. So I try to, as I say something and I realize, oh, that's not going to sound right to her, or that's not going to sound right to him, I try to correct it. Anyway, I told them, the reason why I came to y'all service today, this is my first time at that church, is because I was very curious about the answer to the question that was out on your sign all week out front. Is God big enough? Well, that's why I wanted to come to this sermon to hear his answer. Because of an incident that happened while I was hiking and backpacking up in the Maroon Bell Mountains of Colorado, near Colorado Mountain. We spent 8 days backpacking up in there, living strictly off our backpack. We went over 5 passes, and because of an incident that I'm not going to go into it. I thought, well, okay. My answer to this question would have been, I thought God was huge, so huge. I mean, you couldn't even lose him if you wanted to. And that's what I told her. And then, but this sermon instead ended up being about, is God personal enough? Did y'all hear the answer? Oh no! Before we got into that part, I explained to her how my atheism. This is what I like about being an atheist. As I believe in zero God, and she believes in one God, the only God between me and her was hers. Why complicate it by bringing one of my own in it? So then we went into the conversation about how big I thought God was. So and then I turned around and asked, well, how will you answer that question? Instead of answering it, she turned to her, I assume it was her husband. It may have been her boyfriend, or I don't know, just somebody following her around that was fascinated with her. I just assumed it was her husband. And what do you think? Did you hear the answer in the sermon of their Reverend Owen? Reverend Owen Steph. Steph made me think of Jacob Gladys, his last name. Anyway, and he kind of stands there quietly. He had been quiet the whole time, other than volunteering that he seen the Fox News interview between me and Dr. Gary. And he's quiet, and then he go, "No, I don't believe I heard the answer." And then I said, "Well, how will you answer this question?" And she goes, "Huge, huge." And she said it with sarcasm, and I took it with a smile, and he just stood there looking lost. I don't know. I mean, the reason why I laughed was because when I said, as I believe in zero God, and you believe in one God, the only God between me and you is yours. I don't know if she thought I was being sarcastic about her boyfriend, Dick, versus my Dick. I don't remember if I said that I was gay or not. I don't remember if I actually told him. I went right into being an atheist, and I never once thought about it until after the fact. That huge. The way she said it, she was obviously being sarcastic, and then she invited me to join them with a donut session. And they turned around and started walking. Well, I had to return the auditory aid, and I did it as I was sat in the back, and we were already in the back, and they started walking down the middle aisle. I quickly ran, set it on the table, and tried to catch up with them. But the guy with her stopped to talk with a group of guys in the middle of aisle, and they blocked the aisle. And the girl kept walking, and the guy made no attempt acknowledging me, and so I finally got impatient, waiting, and I sort of barged my way through them, but I wasn't able to catch up with her, and I can't help but feel that I had been cop blocked by that boy. Husband, fiance, I don't know what the fuck he was. I don't know if he did it on purpose or what, but I got lost in the series of maid, and then I went to an old man, and I asked him again about the session, the donuts, where the people were talking. And I can't help but feel, and I wanted to be part of it so bad because the girl invited me after she said huge. And I can't help but feel, as I started to pick the conversation, and that I had made so much sense, she had no choice, if she wanted to appear as an intellectual, to invite me. Why? Because in the sermon, he did say that God was huge in his own way. I didn't volunteer this to her or him, but I already knew. He did answer the question, although it was about God, whether God was personal enough. He said that at the beginning of time, Adam and Eve, they've been trying to hide from God. Did God not know all the things about it? Of course he knows all. Well, I already know that too. Omniscient, omnipotent, omnibenevolent, omnipresent. Of course he knows all of this already. I can figure that out without waiting for the pastor to answer it. But whether this girl realized the answer had already, their Reverend did answer the question. I don't know about her, but definitely he did not. And I'm one of the things she did because she was sarcastic. Yeah, he's huge. After asking him, so I think maybe she might have been testing this dumb fuck of hers, no matter how big his dick was or how little it was. I don't know. Without all the facts, we'll never know. Anyway, back to this woman in Reagan. So, as the quality of a good leader is one able to disappoint his own people at a rate they can absorb, well, Reagan got elected into the conservative, but he doesn't necessarily have to be a completely dumbass conservative on every issue. So maybe it was an attempt of his in the awful Dodger way or a crafty cow way. I can't help but notice all those who are for abortion have already been born. Maybe they know something we don't know, and but as he doesn't want to disenfranchise his voters and his support and all that, he has to be careful. And again, being a gay man that I am, the gay community overall cannot stand Reagan because of his delay, his not recognizing the AIDS epidemic or nipping in the bud.